Hi everyone, in this video, we're looking at the Advanced Notebook Manager inside NotebookLM Tools. This feature lets you view all your NotebookLM notebooks in one clean dashboard, search instantly, sort easily, and open any notebook with one click. If you've ever felt lost navigating multiple projects in NotebookLM, this tool fixes that. Let me show you how it works. From the home screen, when I click the Notebook LM button, the extension automatically opens a dedicated notebook management view. Here I can see a complete list of every notebook I've created. Each notebook shows its title, associated tags, the number of sources it contains, and the last time it was updated. This makes it much easier to stay organized. At a glance, I can see which notebooks are active, what topics they focus on, and where my research sources are actually going. Now let's look at the action buttons, starting with tags, which is especially helpful when you're managing a large number of notebooks. Before opening it, let's take a quick look at what the Tags button does. Tags allow you to group notebooks by topic rather than relying only on their titles. When I click the Tags button, the Manage Tags modal opens. At the top, there's an input where I can enter a new tag name with an Add button right next to it to create the tag. Below that, there's a color picker, which lets me choose how the tag will appear visually. This makes it easier to recognize different topics later. At this point, since I haven't created any tags yet, the list section below is empty. Once tags are created, they'll appear here, along with how many notebooks are using each one. Now I'll create my first tag. I'll type economic, choose a red color to make it stand out, and click Add. The tag is now created and saved in the system. Now that the economic tag exists, let's assign it to the right notebook. I close the Manage Tags modal and return to the notebook list. Next to each notebook, there's a small plus icon where tags are applied. Next, I move to Algorithm and Aesthetic, Optimized Architecture in Shanghai. I click the plus icon and type Algorithm. Because this tag doesn't exist yet, the extension lets me create it instantly. I click Create Algorithm, and the tag is added to this notebook. Then I'll add one more tag. Again, I click the plus icon and type AI, click Create AI, and the tag is now assigned to the same notebook. Finally, I assign the AI tag to another notebook. So both notebooks are now grouped under the same topic. At this point, my notebooks are clearly organized: economic for global markets, algorithm for architecture and design, and AI for artificial intelligence research. This makes notebooks much easier to find, filter, and manage, especially as the number of projects continues to grow. What's nice is that you don't have to pre-create everything. You can create and assign tags on the fly exactly when you need them. Now let's say I want to adjust how a tag looks. I click the Tags button again to reopen the Manage Tags modal. Next to each tag, there's a pen icon for editing. I click the pen icon next to the AI tag. From here, I can change the tag's color. I switch it to green, then click Save. As soon as I save, the tag updates everywhere, across all notebooks that use it. This makes tagging very flexible. Now that my notebooks are properly tagged, filtering becomes incredibly easy. At the top of the notebook list, I can use the Filter by Tag button to quickly narrow things down. Instead of scrolling through everything, I just filter by topic. First, I click on the AI tag. Right away, the list updates to show only notebooks related to artificial intelligence. Next, I switch to the Algorithm tag. The list updates again, showing notebooks focused on architecture, design, and algorithmic topics. And when there are many tags, I don't even need to type the full name. I just start typing econ into the tag search. The economic tag appears instantly. I select it, and the list is immediately filtered to notebooks related to global markets and economic policy. Everything happens in real time. No reloading, no extra steps. Nothing is modified behind the scenes. It's just a fast visual filter. This makes it extremely easy to find exactly what I need, even when I'm managing a large number of notebooks across different topics. After using tags to filter my notebooks, I can quickly reset the view using the Refresh button. Even though the extension updates automatically in the background, this button lets me manually reload the list. With one click, I can make sure I'm seeing the latest state from NotebookLM, especially helpful after bulk changes or heavy editing. Next, we have the Create button. This extension gives me two different ways to start a new notebook. I can create one directly from an article, which is perfect when I'm already reading something and want to save it right away. Or I can simply create a new, empty notebook by clicking the Create button here and add sources later. So, depending on whether I'm starting from existing content or starting from scratch, I can choose the workflow that fits best. Now, let's talk about deleting notebooks. If a notebook is no longer needed, I can delete it right from this list. Each row has a trash icon, and when I click it, a confirmation dialog appears to prevent accidental deletion. In this case, I'm not actually deleting anything, so I'll click Cancel and keep the notebook. When it comes to larger cleanups, I don't have to delete notebooks one by one. I can select multiple notebooks using the checkboxes on the left, then delete them all in a single action. This is especially useful when reorganizing projects or clearing out older notebooks. Overall, this makes notebook management both flexible and safe, whether I'm making small adjustments or cleaning up at a larger scale. Right next to the trash icon, there's a Sources button for each notebook. When I click this button, the extension opens a separate page that shows all the sources inside that specific notebook. For this demo, I'll open the Sources page of the notebook Algorithm and Aesthetic. Here, I can quickly see every article or link that has been added, all organized in one place. First, I'll click the eye icon next to a source. This lets me preview the content directly McQuicker, so I can quickly check what the article contains without leaving the extension. Next to that, there's also a delete option for sources. The behavior here is the same as notebook deletion that I showed earlier, so I won't go into detail again. Now let's take a look at the buttons at the top. The refresh button works exactly like before. It syncs the latest state from NotebookLM, so any new changes are always up to date. There's also backup/restore. This lets me export all sources from this notebook as a backup file, or restore them later if needed. For example, I can download the backup to keep a local copy of my research. So even long-term projects stay safe, portable, and easy to revisit in the future. Now I'll switch to another notebook, Economic Policy and Global Markets. From here, I click Backup/Restore again, but this time I switch to the Import option. I select the backup file I just downloaded, then click Import Backup. A moment later, those sources are added into this notebook, bringing my research over without any manual copying. This makes it easy to reuse research, move sources between notebooks, or recover data whenever needed, all in just a few clicks. Next, let's take a look at the Add Source button. This is how I add new content directly into a notebook without leaving the extension. When I click Add Source, I see two options. I can add text manually, which is useful when I already have content prepared, or I can add a source using a link, letting the extension fetch and organize the article for me. In the link section, I can choose how links are added to the notebook. The first option is Extract Links from Page. This lets the extension scan the article itself and collect any links found inside the page, such as references, related articles, or embedded sources. The second option is Paste Links Directly, which allows me to manually paste one or more URLs. For this demo, I'll use Paste Links Directly and add a single article link. Then I click Add Link to Notebook. The source gets added, but it immediately gives an error. This happens because some websites don't allow automated tools or bots to extract their content. To fix this, I switch over to NotebookLM and click the Fix button. This manually extracts the readable article content and imports it correctly. Once the fix is complete, the source is fully usable, just like any other one. And that completes the Advanced Notebook Manager. With this toolkit, you can finally handle large research projects without feeling overwhelmed. Every notebook, every source, every update is organized into a clean, unified dashboard that makes navigating your entire NotebookLM workspace dramatically faster and far more intuitive. Whether you're working with 10 notebooks or 100, everything stays structured and easy to access.